This is a real WooCommerce store. They sell over 1,000 aluminium parts, and customers can find exactly what they need by their part number, pick their specs, and order from a single page. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to build something just like this on your own WooCommerce shop. Hey, I'm Sam from Barn2. The store I just showed you is called Extrude a Trim, and they're using a WooCommerce list view to replace the normal WooCommerce grid layout that comes by default. And the plugin behind it all is our very own WooCommerce product table. Now, I'll admit this setup isn't for every store. If you're selling something like clothing or jewelry, you need to have large thumbnail images because images is really what's selling your products. But if your customers care more about the specs than the photos, then a list view might be the best way to show them what they're looking for. I'll walk you through the full setup of our plugin using the table builder, and we'll try to recreate Extrude a Trim's product table layout as closely as possible in my demo store. Let's get into it. Being a premium plugin, you will need to purchase WooCommerce product table before you can add it to your own WordPress website. However, if you just want to follow along with this tutorial today, you can use the link below and launch a free admin demo. If you do purchase the plugin, then it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can try it out for a while and see if it works for you. Now, I'm going to assume that you've installed some plugins on your WordPress website before, but if not, all you have to do is go to Plugins, Add New Plugin, click on Upload Plugin, and then drag and drop the zip file that we gave you into this little box here. Then you can finish the installation, and it may launch the setup wizard where you can enter your license key. If you don't see the setup wizard straight away, then just go through your list of plugins, find WooCommerce product table, click on settings, and from this top of this settings page, you can enter your license key here. I'm going to go straight into the table builder, which is over here on the left tab. And to add a new table, I'll just click on Add New. Now, all of these steps that you see here are actually the same steps that you have in the setup wizard. So if you're still in the setup wizard, that's all right. You can still follow along. And if not, you can just follow the steps to create a new table. I'm going to call this one Parts so that I remember which table it is. I'm the only one who will see this though. Now you get to decide how you want to add the table to your shop. You can either add it to any page you like using a shortcode or block, or you can replace an existing shop page. So I'm going to click on that option so you can see a comparison with the main shop page that I showed you earlier in the video. Let's click on Next, and then let's choose the exact pages where we want this specific table to show up. I want it to show up on my main shop page, so I'll choose that one. I already have a different table which is running on the categories page, so I can't actually choose that one right now. Let's click on Next, and then we'll choose our table columns. Now quickly, let's go back to Extrude a Trim, and we can see that they have a bunch of custom columns, but they start with an image and then the part number, which could also be the product name in this case. Then they go through their custom fields and finish off with some drop-down options for their variable products, as well as quantity pickers and an add to quote button, which I'll talk about in a minute. So to recreate that, let's start with the image column. This is just a thumbnail, and if you want to, you can click on this little edit option and you can change what happens when somebody clicks on the image. I have it set to display the product in a lightbox, which I think is a pretty good compromise between having a small thumbnail and being able to see the full-size image. Next, we have the name of the product, which we could swap out for part number if we needed to. And then instead of summary, I'm just going to get rid of that one. And we're going to add in the SKU, drag that up to the middle of the table. And we're also going to add a custom field, which is called materials. Now, when I created this custom field using a plugin, I went into many of my products and I added the different materials that they are made of. However, if you have just created that custom field for the first time and you haven't actually edited any of your products, then this column in your table will actually appear empty. So make sure that each of your products has their proper SKU and custom fields all filled in so that all the information can be displayed for customers in the table. The last few table columns I always recommend having. This is the price and the buy column. And the buy column is also where you'll be able to see those variable drop-down lists that I showed you. Once you're happy, then you can click on Next, and we'll decide on the Add to Cart options. For tutorials, I usually select cart buttons and checkboxes so you can see what both look like next to each other in the table. But for technical products, you might be able to get away with just using checkboxes. Then I think it's also really important to show a quantity picker for each item, because in the world of technical products, people might need 1 of something, 10 of another, and 100 of yet another. So it's a really important feature. Variations I also suggest showing as drop-down lists, just like in our example. We have these drop-down lists so people can choose their variation. Otherwise, the table will get really cluttered up with a bunch of items, which are basically the same, but just with one slight variation difference. All right, great. We're almost done. Next up, we have a choice for lazy load. If you enable lazy load, then your table will load lightning fast because it doesn't have to load in all your products at once. However, there are a few drawbacks when it comes to the live search and filtering options. So unless you absolutely have to do this for performance reasons, I recommend leaving it off. Now we can go to search and sort, and we can add some different filter dropdowns. I'd recommend always doing things like categories, tags, and then some custom taxonomies like the size or perhaps the brand. This is really just up to you and depends on what kind of custom taxonomies you've set up and assigned your products to. Then you can change the way that products are sorted. For example, you could sort by SKU, and you can also change the order in which the products are being sorted. All right, so we've actually created the table now, and it's replaced this grid that we have on our shop page. When I click on refresh, you'll be able to see it. Excellent. Our table's looking really good here. We have all of our columns in place. And remember that when you click on an image, you get a full-size version of it in a lightbox. You can see that a lot of these products here don't actually have any materials filled out. Let me see if I can find them. Here we go. So a couple of these products have it. And you can also see that for variable products, you're not able to add it to your cart until you select the variation attributes like size and color. Now by using these checkboxes, I can actually add multiple items to the cart. And by using the quantity pickers, I can add more of a single item. Then by using one single click, I can add all of these items and I can even see the price. The one thing I didn't add to this table yet is the quote button that you see on this page here. They're actually using a separate plugin to achieve this. It's a plugin called Yith Request a Quote, and I'll link it in the description below, as well as a guide for how to set it up. The main thing you need to know though is that it's really easy to set up, and it just replaces the add to cart button in the table, so it works perfectly fine with WooCommerce product table. Now, if you're not a huge fan of the design of the table that's come up as soon as you've created it, that's okay. We can actually update that. Let's go back to our table settings. We'll click on Product Tables, and then we'll click on the Design tab up the top here. There are a bunch of preset designs that come with the plugin inbuilt, but if you want even more granular control, you can scroll down here and update the colors as well as the sizes of things like borders, headers, fonts, and everything in this list here. And by doing so, you can actually create a really customized table that's going to look super sharp on your website. It's worth spending a little bit of time on this page, going back and forth, refreshing, and checking how everything looks to get it just right for your store. I'm just going to show you what it looks like if I choose one of these preset designs. First of all, you can see all the colors have updated there, and then I'll click on Save Changes. And from what we see here, when I refresh the page, everything's updated to this blue color. Very nice. All right, so that's your simple tutorial on creating a list view of your products in WooCommerce. You can grab a copy of the plugin by clicking on this link here. Remember, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can watch this video next to see a full setup guide for everything in the plugin that I didn't mention in this video. And of course, thanks for watching.